Welcome to NannuoLive, the real-time streaming where we drink and learn tea together. And as you see today, I'm not alone. So let me welcome Jan and Julian. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
And yeah, let's start asking actually if you can hear and see as well. Is the audio quality and the video quality okay? Let us know, please, in the chat below the streaming. And I say today is the first time actually that we are streaming with customers and tea friends. So thanks a lot to Jan and Julian to accept this invite and share this the screen with me.
It's a pleasure.
Very good, very good. So we have, oh, I see we have Joe is online, we have Gabriele, Sonia. I recognize that a few of those that are in the chat have also purchased the sample that we're going to taste. So it will be an interesting blind tasting today. In fact, today's topic is actually, we are doing a virtual tea tasting. A virtual tea tasting, why virtual is fairly clear, right? I'm here in the US. Jan in the Czech Republic, Julian, you are in South Germany, so it can only be virtual, and you all guys are at home, and it will be a blind tea tasting. I will tell you soon more about that for those of you that don't know exactly what is going to happen, but what is important to say is that everyone that is there at home can participate in our blind tea tasting and help Jan and Julian to guess the teas right. Let's see how is it going here. Everything okay? So Gabriele says, not me, the other Gabriele says that everything looks fine in which is good. So it means actually we have a good streaming. And let's speak then maybe a little bit about you, Julian and Jan. You have both been a nannuoshan customer for about a year. And actually, one thing that we are always curious to ask is how did you actually discover nannuoshan? Who
Yeah.
wants to start?
Okay, I can start maybe.
Or whatever.
Yeah, so I think I was searching for some different styles, how to brew tea, and I found your videos on YouTube.
Okay.
So I check it and I found out that you have teas that actually I couldn't get here in Czech Republic or not in a good quality. So I just thought that I will try yours, and mostly I mean dansongs. It was dansong oolongs. Yeah, and
that's
that's
how you
it.
know. So it means that our YouTube channel works. If you
Yeah, definitely.
What about you, Julian?
In my case, I was curious about tasting more Chinese green teas, and they are particularly hard to get in Germany, at least in a decent quality. So, yeah, I've been talking to tea friends, and they really recommended your shop because you have very nice Chinese green teas. And yeah, I ordered 2 times from you, and I have to say they're great. And that's how I gotten deeper into your shop and your tea. Yes.
Okay, nice. I mean, in two fairly different ways, and you can imagine that as a tea vendor, we are always curious to know how people actually get discover us, right? That's why the question actually started. And what I also want to say today is for those that are actually at home, is that there will be also a quiz later on in the video and a tea deal. With the quiz, you will be able to have the opportunity to win 40 euros worth of tea. So you want to wait that we do the quiz and try to guess it right. And the tea deal is, as you know, we like to make small tea deals, in particular to our followers and subscribers. So there will be a tea deal. It means an opportunity to get tea in a way that no one else can do, unless you are watching this video right now. More about that later on. And before we get started into the streaming, actually I have also to have a look at the chat. Today I am alone here, so I have to do everything myself. And okay, everything is quiet in the chat, which is good. And what I wanted to say is that one thing that we are very excited to announce today, and I think no one knows about it, is that we have just started the nannuoshan tea school. And what is that about? We know that not everyone has access to other tea friends. Like probably in Germany might be even easier than in Czech Republic actually, but there are places in the world where people write us and tell, oh, I wish I had someone I could drink tea together with. And so also getting information is not that easy because you have just to read that, to find the blog. And so we thought, let's give the opportunity to everyone to have tea classes with us. We have already actually tea students, means people that have contacted us and asked, can we have tea together and you explain me something? And then since there was this request, we thought, let's make it wider. So already now you will find on our website in the event section, you will see that there is the tea school events, and you have 3 different options if you would like to look at it, including a tea subscription that not only gives you the access to tea classes that will be given not only by me, but also by Elsa. And now we are looking also externally. And also, but this is more, long term, we would like to have our farmers doing also tea classes, more long term. And with the tea subscription, you will have a year long 15% off every order you make. So have a look at that, give us some feedback if you like the idea. And yeah, let's see how that goes. And before we get started with the and explaining you which are the rules with the tea tasting that we do today, I wanted to ask to Jan and Julian to understand a little bit, which is your experience actually. How long have you been drinking in Gongfu Cha style? Julian?
In Gongfu Cha style for about 10 years.
10 years?
Yes.
Jan?
Roughly.
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
And for me, it is quite the same, I think.
Okay, so I
10
mean, you cannot pretend you are a beginner.
No.
Not
Well,
really.
it depends.
So they say that my volume is a bit low, and I will try now to adjust that. Let's hope that works. Okay, I hope now my volume is a little bit higher. And Joe is writing that my volume is probably lower because I didn't have any pasta yet. It's true that here is the early morning, but I didn't have pasta, but I had rice with curry for breakfast because I knew we are going to drink a lot of tea and I wanted to have my belly full and avoiding stomachache. Just a few days ago, I had a tea class with a tea student. It was 6 a.m. in the morning and it was all about green tea. And after 1 hour, I got up with stomachache. So today I won't do the same mistake again. All right, so you have experience with tea, that's clear. A similar experience, which is also nice. And do you have a favorite tea, Jan?
Well, yeah. First, I would say that Wee and Cha, the more roasted ones, are really nice, and I quite like it. And now maybe I a little bit more like pu'er tea, like a Sheng pu'er.
Okay.
Yeah.
Julian?
Yeah, since a few years now, my absolutely favorite is Sheng Pu'er as well. But I'm quite mixing as I'm in the mood.
Okay.
There is not much which I doesn't drink.
Well, the fact that you discovered us just a year ago, searching for green tea, is also proof that actually you are interested in other things. And I can definitely tell you, sourcing green tea in China is the most difficult category to source. In particular, if your shop is located in Germany or in Europe in general. So because of the difficulties with the import-export, so I understand the point that it's not that easy to find that. And that's also the reason why, if there is one time every year that we travel to China, it is in the spring harvest for green tea. All the other teas, you can travel any time of the year and you find good tea. If you're not there in spring, you cannot have good green tea because it's gone. It's a seasonal tea, right? So
Yeah.
that's a bit the reason about that. So let me see if, okay, no comments. It means everything is going fine, hopefully with audio and video. I'm a little bit tension because of this new setup that we have. I mean, I said we are streaming for 3 different countries, so I wasn't sure how everything would turn out. Let's speak about the game rule of today and how Jan and Julian will have to guess the tea and how you from home can help them. So, first of all, both of you, as other 10 people, have received some samples at home. The samples, there are 4 of them, and they are numbered, right? So on the bags, you have only a number. Maybe someone can show. I don't have them, so maybe, Jan, can you show a number? Yeah, you see, there is just a number and nothing else. Here we are. And perfect. And what we will do is very simple. There are numbers from 1 to 4, and we will taste them one after the other, 1, 2, 3, 4. And while you drink them, you will be not alone because other people in the chat, in the audience, have also those tea. And I have the teas also here myself. So I will drink along with you. And you have to share your impression about the teas. Okay, you have to share the impression in a way that even those that don't have the tea at home have an understanding of what you're drinking, because you need their help to try to find out, as much as you can about the tea. You want to find out which type of tea it is. It is a green, a shampoo, an oolong, which group. If it is an oolong, it is a yancha, it is a dansong. You want to tell from which place it comes. Maybe any tasting profile note, the cultivar, if you can guess the cultivar. But all this information is just side information. What really matters for today's tasting is guessing the harvest time, and in particular to put the 4 tea in the right order, from older to newer. If you can even guess the year or the season when it was harvested, even better. But what is really important, you have just to 1, 2, 3, 4, put them in the right order from older to younger, and of course justify the call, right? And now, why I'm saying that, you might discover a tea. You might say, okay, this tea is, I don't know what, a certain tea. We spoke before about green tea. Let's say it's an Anjibaicha, yeah, a green tea. And then you might need some help to understand when it was harvested, because maybe you are not that expert, but we might have, and I know we have, a few people in the chat that might have a very specific knowledge. And by giving information to those people, you might realize, you might find out which is younger or older. So up to you. It's not a competition, right? It's Jan and Julian play together, and we all want to achieve that one target. Okay. So how do you feel about that?
Sounds great.
Yeah, gonna be interesting.
Yes.
And Julia is wishing you all good luck. So reading here in the chat, I know that you don't have access to the chat, so I'm reading here for you. Okay, so without any further talking, I would say let's start with the first tea. Every one of you have 5 grams of tea leaves in the bags. Jan, since you're closer to the camera, maybe you can show the tea, the leaves. And I have them already in my gaiwan. So Joe is saying that Julian is a pro. You can fool him easily. Well, Joe, is not the purpose is not of this video is not to fool anyone. It's just we have to guess, and we will see which is the truth. I can make an example. Joe is also an expert, and I remember that one he mistake a Japanese green tea for, I think it was a shampoo. But this is just because he had, this is the tea, you see, just because Job likes a lot very spicy tea, and he just had some spicy tea before. So you have the first tea. And in the chat, guys, if you have already some idea what the tea might be about, just write, just give your suggestion, your first impression just by looking at the leaves. And I might help a little bit later, but since I know what the teas are about, would not be fair. So I leave it to you.
Okay.
And by the way, you have to decide yourself how much leaves do you want to use, which water temperature. I will warm it up now. Which water temperature you want to use, how long do you want to steep. You can do, of course, whatever you want, but please let us know why.
Okay. Well, this is a dark tea, and I would say it's probably either a shu pu'er or a heicha, so fermented tea.
Okay.
That's why I'm using a steamy pot, an ishin pot, and that's why I'm also using hot water, so almost boiling or boiling water.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Jan,
try.
would you agree with that?
Yeah, yes, I would agree. And I think I can use all 5 grams.
Cool.
This
Yeah.
500 milliliters, Kaiwan, it could be okay. I really think it is. It can be poor, but I would say that it is Heicha.
Okay. Cool. But as said, all these is just for fun. What really matters is the harvest time. So I will follow you. I will boil water at 100 degrees and steep it in the same way. And we will find it out. By the way, I didn't mention that, but that doesn't mean that those teas are on our shop. I mean, maybe there may be someone at home, oh, they have told it is a dark tea. Let me check what there is on the nannuoshan website. Good luck with that. It doesn't mean that it is in there. It doesn't mean that it's ever been on that website. And I know that some of you were disappointed to realize that the tea samples, the 40 sample, were sold out very quickly. It's actually my fault. I have chosen teas that we had very little availability and they got sold out. We will do another virtual tea tasting with all of you in a similar fashion with blind tea tasting. And today I will announce the date and I will give you the possibility to already reserve the samples so that you are not disappointed the next time. We have received really a lot of email asking where are those samples available again. Unfortunately, they're gone. Okay.
I think the guess wasn't too far away. I did a quick rinse on the tea, and the color is already very dark. So yeah, but I'm going with Yan, and I'm tending to Heicha as well, because that's what the smell tells me.
Okay. So when you say Heicha, do you exclude shu pu'er or do you include shu pu'er among the Heicha? Because before you said either or.
I probably have to sip it first because now when I'm smelling at the wet leaves, it also reminds me of like a Da Yi shu pu'er, so like a factory shoe. Well, we'll see.
Okay, we'll see. So Forgotten Brew is writing, she thinks it is a shu pu'er, and she's the second person saying that. Forgotten Brew, do you have the samples at home? I think so, right? If you can give also a feedback to us when you write, when you guess the tea, if you actually are drinking the tea or you are just guessing according to Jan's and Julian's.
Oh yeah, you guys are welcome to tell us different if you think it's something different.
And exactly, if you think there's something different, let us know. And there is a Meepot asking if isn't Poo also Heicha. So I would say Shupuer is also Heicha, yes. And but since Shupuer is much more famous than any other Heicha, sometimes you can refer to Shupuer just as a standalone category. Maybe this might be the reason, Julian, why you say I'm not sure if it is Shupuer or Heicha.
Yeah.
But actually, yes, it is all belonging to the same category. And Forgotten Brew told she has the sample at home and she believes it's a Shupuer.
Well, it smells like more creamy than I would think that Heicha could smell, but let's give it a taste. I'm a little bit late. Doesn't do much
Don't
fun.
also try to think at the harvest date, right? We say that's what matters.
Okay. I'm going with Shupuar as well. And I cannot taste any particular Vodui. I think that's what it's called. So there is no fermentation taste or smell anymore, or at least it's just very, very lightly.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it probably must have been stored a while after the fermentation process.
Good reasoning, yeah. And I can tell you, these, you see through the camera, maybe the color is might be misleading. I can tell you, this is darker than espresso.
Yeah.
Oh,
It is really dark. So I have to tell you now that out of the 4 teas that you have received at home, I have only 2 of them. This one is not exactly the same that you have, but is very similar for many reasons, and I will reveal that later on.
Okay.
in the wet leaves, it is nicely creamy or milky and also a little bit fruity.
Mm.
Fruity, that's interesting. Oh, we have Fausto online. Many greetings to Fausto from Turin. He's a fellow tea drinker from the northwest of Italy. You will be surprised when I will show you the tea that I am actually drinking, but it's similar to yours. And this time I won't steep it so long because it's so strong. Wow. Wow.
Nice ruby color.
So,
Well,
guys, make a call. We have 4 teas. What do you think? Just you can modify then the date later on. It's only the first tea, so you cannot tell if the next one will be younger or older. But if you would please give me guess a harvest date.
Doesn't look as good as here. But it is
P160 is Firenze, so I might know who this guy is. I think it's Arno. Okay, because everyone has strange names in the chat.
Okay. As for the harvest date, I would guess like probably 5 years ago, so 2015.
Okay. Jan, do you agree?
Maybe even older. It is really nice. Let's go with 2010.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we can, keep on drinking it, enjoy the tea. It's certainly a tea that will last many, many brews, that we don't have time to enjoy all of them. Reason why I have another guy one, and I will keep that one for later on. And let's speak about our poor project, and let's give you guys an update about it. So I don't know how many of you are already aware of our Poor project. It is a project that we started about 6 months ago. Jan, Julian, have you heard about that or maybe not?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was
read
there
about it.
in the last streaming where also
Okay.
this was there, so I heard about it.
Yeah, and last time that we had the streaming, we didn't even yet selected the tea. So as I told you last time, basically it is a new project because we want to focusing more on, the idea actually was we wanted to focus more on aged shampooer. And by doing so, we have enlarged the search and we've started searching for aged shampooer from large factories, you know, the big names, but also at the same time from farmer tea. So really tea that have never reached a factory, that was completely done and pressed by the farmer and was bought directly from the farmer. And also to small family driven factories, you know, when you have maybe 5 to 10 people working in the factory and is all managed by a single family.
Yeah.
As you can imagine, when you really source tea that is aged, shampooer that is aged, you cannot buy directly from the producer because they have already sold it out. If you go to a farmer, it cannot give you a 10, 15, 20 years old tea. It doesn't have it anymore. And also factory have a very small amount that they keep them just for sampling, but they have third parties that have the tea. So what we did, we didn't want to be too far away from the source. So we searched contacts in China that bought themselves the tea from the producer and people that we know well so that we can lower the risk of buying fake products. We have identified 4 of them to make the story short. From these 4, we have given them our criteria and we had a list of 50 different teas we have to choose from. It took a while. We down selected 25 and we purchased some samples for those. If there is any other vendor online, might be surprised to hear that actually we purchased a sample because as a vendor, usually you get samples for free. But since it is fairly expensive tea, we had to pay for getting 10 to 20 gram samples. And we have received those samples. We have tested all the tea multiple times. We are now down at down selection. And by doing so, I have to say it wasn't me. I think for the first time, actually, it wasn't me tasting the tea, but we decided to go with an external person for tasting the tea, someone that we know well and that knows very well pu'er, because we want to make sure that is something that not only myself appreciate, but also from the perspective of a pu'er expert. We might reveal more about that in the future. As a matter of fact, where are we today? Out of these 25, these pu'er taster say that 10 of them are must have. And then we have 5 additional that are also very good. And the other 10, he wouldn't purchase at all. So now, after this streaming, actually, I will start asking about availability to those vendors, and we will initiate the supply process, the procurement process. It will take another few months, so keep posted. But I think that by next spring, we will have all these online available. More about that in the future. Okay, so that was about our Poor project, a quick update. And I don't know, I would say we could actually slowing move also to the next one, yeah? Because time is running.
All right.
And my tea is extremely strong.
And actually, now I remember that a few weeks ago, I had a shoe pu'er from Evu from 2004, and it was very similar with
Oh,
this
really?
one.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's what you have to do, right? And I think that also what Julian and Jan did from the beginning, work with associations. So you know what to expect from a certain tea because you have experienced other time. Uh, take advantage of that. Okay, so which is the next tea you guys have? Yeah, have it here, but I want.
It's a nice red little bag.
Yeah. And I tell you, if someone of you knows Chinese, you already know what there is inside. But since here our purpose is simply to guess the harvest, it doesn't help. So maybe there is some Chinese speakers in the audience. You can show the sample close and they will tell you what is that.
I will quickly cut that open.
Oh, I don't have scissors. Oh, it's okay. No need. Any. One.
Okay. Here is the tea. And then Jan will show everyone how the tea looks like. And then we will get started with that as well.
Beautiful.
I have, in the meanwhile, I have a photo that I can show you of most of the sample that we have received from the Poor project. Ah, here it is, the tea. Yeah, let's have a look. That's the tea. That's good, yeah. So the people from home can guess. Here you are.
It's a bit dark here.
A bit dark. Also from home, try to guess what tea is that. And actually, you know what? Yeah, no, let's keep it like that for now. And I was saying, in this photo here, you can see all the samples of the puer that we have received and tasted, and you see actually also on the corner there the table where we were taking notes of those samples. And now we move on with this tea. So what do you guys think about it? I see, Julian, you are using a Duanni teapot.
That's correct. And this one is reserved for Yancha. So I think it's a Wu Yi Rocky.
Okay. Jan?
I got also kind of teapot here, so I can use it as well. And I use this teapot for Yancha oolongs. So yeah, definitely Yancha.
I mean, also Joe is writing Yancha, even though he doesn't have the tea at all. So just by looking at those dark photos, his guess was Yancha. I will use 90 degrees water. And let's see how it goes. So from the previous tea, just to summarize, you guys said it is a shoe puer, correct?
Yeah, finally, yes. Yeah.
And you said it is either from 2015 or 2010. And do you think you want to try to guess where the shoe puer came from, which place in Yunnan, or is it too hard of a question?
I have very less experiences with shoe puer, so it would be only.
This is a hard guess. My guess is that it is a factory shoe, like from Dayu factory or Menghai. I don't know.
Okay.
But this would be my guess.
Good. We will see it soon. And I realize I took a too small waste container. It's already full here. Bit tricky. Let me see.
It's very, I would say nothing.
So again, also for this tea, I don't have exactly the tea that you have, and the next two I have the same. Nonetheless, I have a very similar tea from the same farmer. Are you using all the leaves?
I don't. I measured 8 grams, and this teapot is about 100 milliliters. And with Yancha oolongs, I quite stick with that 5 grams to 100 milliliters water
Okay.
ratio.
Yeah,
so
because by the way, the sample actually, the small sample has more than 5 grams in it. All the other have just 5 grams, but that one has more. Yeah, and we have here P160 that says smells like a quite heavy roast. Christian, that also has the tea at home, says is Yancha for sure. And it's interesting. Christian says it's Yancha for sure, and Forgotten Brew say, I guess it's Yancha. So,
Well,
I mean, it seems that we are pretty much moving towards that direction. Then let's say the next question would be try to guess the cultivar. If it's so easy to guess that is Yancha, what is the cultivar? And this is not written on the package, but on the package there is a clear indication for it. So if some one of you take the sample, show that sample to the camera as close as you can, Jan. Let's see if anyone can read what is written.
You mean under the label?
Yeah, it's under the label. Yeah.
I have to say that
It's a bit difficult. Maybe Julian, can you bring the sample close to the camera and show the
I can
writing?
try that. I have to say the smell is beautiful. Like
okay, from Firenze we have Damiano, not Arno. So hi Damiano, thanks for telling me your name.
I'm sorry, it doesn't show. It's too dark. I don't think
no, hold on. No, that's enough. Just keep it there. I can read it, and you have to read it from right to left. So I could tell what it is, and I don't speak Chinese. So yeah, here you go, from right to left. Which is that first character there on the right? Who knows that from the chat? One of the most famous character in Chinese.
Da Hong Pao.
Everyone, the package says Da Hong Pao, right? But in reverse. So very good, Damiano, guess it right. The package says Da Hong Pao. Now, bad for you, Da Hong Pao is not a cultivar. Actually, it is, but let's forget it for a second. The cultivar of this tea is not Da Hong Pao. Is another one. I think my video is frozen. Do you see my video frozen?
No. You
yes,
are.
Your video is
Yes.
Okay. I see it frozen myself, but
yeah. Now I also.
You also see it
you
frozen?
got frozen. Yeah.
I can try to turn off and on the camera. Hold on, I'll be right back. So let's see if I can fix that. The camera here is working.
Hot.
Is it the character for red? The character, the first on the right is Da. That means big.
So it might be big red rope. Da Hong Pao.
Yeah, I don't know why my video doesn't seem to work. Frozen, but we can hear well. Okay, I have to solve the problem with the frozen video. We'll have to go back in here.
Well, let's see.
Okay, now I should be back.
Yes.
Hopefully. Oh, I see that actually the video changed. Now I am much closer to the camera.
Usually for the Hong Pao is used Rogway, if not a Chilam, and or Beito.
It's not the Chilan, it's another one. Beidou, yeah, sometimes it is, but it's not Chilan, is another one. And I want to fix this camera here. Hold on.
Yeah. A little bit more. It's very fruity.
Yeah, especially the smell. It's really fruity in the smell.
I think peito sometimes tends to be a little bit citrusy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Don't forget the purpose of our we want to focus on the harvest time, but of course give all the information we want. So we know now that it's Hong Pao. The question would be which cultivar we said. Jan says that it could be Beidou, that it could be Chilan. I think you want to say the Chidan, which is one that is used for Hong Pao. Chilan is a standalone cultivar and usually it's just called Chilan.
I have no idea about the cultivar. I'm not that deep into Yansha, at least with the cultivars and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I can probably tell if it's a Hong Pao or a Mogui,
Yeah.
but I don't know about the cultivars.
Yeah,
So
I totally agree. I mean, Rogui is the easiest Yancha to recognize. If you want to start from something, start with Rogui because that's the Yancha with the most peculiar taste, maybe just after Baijiguan, that is also extremely specific and peculiar. And then if another very specific is actually Shuixian, is also relatively easy to recognize, in particularly Lao Song Shuixian, the old bush Shuixian is relatively easy. But when then you move in the range of the different Hong Pao and other old cultivars, it starts really be difficult, yeah. So what about the age? What do you think? Let me know about your impression about the roasting.
I think for my experiences, the roasting level is very high.
Mm-hmm.
It's heavy roasted, and it hasn't quite settled down yet. So I would say it's rather a younger harvest. So I would probably guess like 2018,
Mm-hmm.
like 2 years ago, probably.
Okay.
That would be my guess.
And I read that 2017 was a very good year in Hui Mountains, so maybe it could be from this year would be the best.
You said 17?
Yeah, 2017, I think.
Okay. What I am drinking, I'm drinking a slightly different one. Is this one here, and as you see, it says also Da Hong Pao, written with traditional character, and mine is actually a blend of 6 different cultivars together. Sometimes Da Hong Pao is a blend actually. So the is the own recipe from the farmer basically.
Maybe I'm getting some cinnamon in the smell of the liquor.
So you were saying, okay, we know that it's Hong Pao, and you were saying maybe 2017, 2018, right?
Oh.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you would anyway both consider it younger than the puer, than the shoe puer that you identified before.
Definitely, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. And I will now show some picture. So these is you guys don't see them, but everyone else on YouTube see the picture. And this is actually the shoopware that we drank before. So that also everyone from home can have a look at the leaves. This is it. And the tea that Julian and Jan are currently drinking is this one here. That's the tea that they are drinking right now. Okay, so keep on drinking. Try to make up your mind about the harvest time, if you want to stay with 2017, 2018, or change that. And maybe in the meanwhile, we could do a tea quiz so that people can start thinking about the quiz, and the first person that gets it right will get 40 euros worth of tea, and I will tell you which teas very soon. So let me check quickly the chat. So everything is quiet here, which is good. So there is just one comment that actually goes well along with what Julian said. Damiano says, I would say since the roast is quite strong, it's not very aged. So we have a feedback on that.
Glad you agree.
And Jan gets hour for best slurping. Joyce writing. Okay, so look at this tea here. You guys cannot see, Jan and Julian cannot see that, but the other can see. Look at these leaves. And I would like to know which type of tea it is and how old are the tea plants. If you guess, you will win the tea. I have also a better picture, a zoom in picture. You can see it here. And I have the tea here with me. So I can take some leaves and show them to you. They are fairly small because from the size of the picture, you cannot really tell yourself. So the leaves are fairly small. It doesn't focus on the leaf, but you see how small they are. And I actually picked up one that is relatively large. Here there is another one, and you see that is fairly small. So I show the pictures again, and these are the leaves. I have to say it was a very strong light when I took those photos. And let me know which tea do you think it is. If you want, you can also try to guess from where it comes, and in particular, the age of the tree. And now, what do you win if you guess the tea right? If you guess the tea right, you win 2 bags, 20 gram each, of 2 different raw gooey, since we have spoken about raw gooey, that are not yet on our website. They will be not earlier than February, I would say, but you can have them today. And you know, we have already one raw gooey on our website. So that raw gooey is from 2015. And now we have the follower of that organic raw gooey from the same producer from 2017. So 3 years are gone. As we said before, the roasting now is mellowed down, so we can sell it. And we will sell it online only when the current organic raw gooey is sold out. But if you have the tea at home, you can win the quiz, get it now, and make a comparison also with it. So Damiano, Joe says is a white tea from 2011. Joe, what I'm asking is the age of the plant, not the age of not the harvest time. How old the tea plants are. And Damiano says by how InGen, Indian Peony 2018. Saying again, not the age of the leaves, the age of the plant when it was harvested. Anyway, 20 gram of organic raw gooey 2017, and also when we will launch that organic raw gooey 2017, we will also put on the shop an raw gooey superior that wholesale price costs 3 times the organic one, and is of better quality, and you can have that as well right now if you guess it right. And they said the both tea is 40 grams of tea and is worthy almost 40 euros. So continue guessing right, guys. If I see the right answer, I will let you know. So for now, there are many people saying that is a white tea, that there is a Bayao Indian. And now, I mean, you to know if that is right or not, I will give the answer when I see the type of the tea. With the type, I simply mean it is a white, a yellow, a green, a oolong, this type, and how old are the trees. Everyone has one try, and someone is writing 300 years old. That's not correct. Okay, so now that you know the quiz and you can play with that, we could move on to the next tea. What do you think?
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
Starting being tricky for me. So the tea number 3. If maybe Jan, you can show the leaves.
In a second.
Usual. Yeah, no problem. And I will wait the leaves. So in this case, I have exactly the same tea that you have.
That's number 3.
Yeah.
Maybe the
I will just put them by feeling.
oh.
Yeah, that's enough. Nothing written on my bag, so that doesn't help. Turn on some water here. Okay, then Joyce Arnaud is writing 80 years old plant. Joe is writing yellow tea and pure gas, and the bushes are 100-year-old. So far, no one got the age right. But keep on trying. Oh, here is the tea. Everyone can see that. All right, thank you, Jan.
This is the best I could do.
No, that's perfect, yeah. And Gabriele says is a Yue Guanbai, 200 years old. Unfortunately, not correct. Do you want to see the tea again? Hold on. Where is the tea? Here. Those are the leaves.
Okay.
Oh. That's really interesting.
So what do you think is the third tea?
It literally smells like you open a jar of jam or marmalade.
So aromatic.
It's very, very fruity and very heavy also. A heavy, sweet fruitiness.
It's extremely sweet. Yeah, that's right. I have a wet and warm guy one, and there is a lot of aroma coming out of it.
Yeah.
It has the freshness of Tieguanin actually.
Mm-hmm. So a little Mon test says Junshan Indian, 40 years old. Unfortunately not. I definitely understand why you guys are guessing the white tea, why you are guessing also the Junshan Indian, then Yue Guanbai, all makes sense. I would say Yue Guanbai, you would definitely expect larger leaves. because Oolong Guanbai are usually made with large leaf varieties. Junshan Indian, it could be, although also Junshan Indian is made with plants that have larger leaves. And Damian is writing very unique smell on this one. I think he's speaking about the one that you have also, Jan and Julian. Is writing, it reminds me of Scandinavian biscuit with spices.
Yeah.
Really nice.
The
This is
dry,
very.
And I
dry
start
leaves.
sipping it.
In
Jan, you
German,
were
we call
saying?
Yeah, go ahead.
Raspberry jam. Yeah, definitely biscuity, jammy, fruity, very nice.
So which type of tea are we drinking? Is it white, yellow, green, oolong, black, shang, shu?
Medium roasted ball rolled oolong tea.
I would also say it's definitely oolong tea.
Okay.
And it has a certain roasting level, not too heavy though.
You said what does it have?
It has a certain roasting level. So it's not too light, but also not too heavy. So it's right in
kind
between.
of medium roasting, okay.
Medium roasted, yeah.
What do you think about where it comes from, or where it could come from? I mean, if it is really a rolled oolong, which option do we have?
Well, it's could be Taiwan.
Jan?
Also China and also Vietnam makes ball oolong.
Yeah, we know that many countries, a few countries around China, are actually started also decent production of rolled oolong, including Vietnam, including Laos, including Thailand. So it could be any of those. We also recently have an oolong, a kind of black oolong from Thailand online. So Jens is writing, there are 4 major options. So let's see which are the options. He's still writing. And I think I steeped that long enough.
Pears.
Pears, okay.
Very interesting. And the balls are.
It's very sweet.
Yeah, they are quite small, I would say. So it should be a little bit finer picking, like maybe first 2 leaves. And usually Taiwanese have maybe 5 leaves. Like they also pick a bud, and first 2 leaves they are quite young, and the remaining 2 are a little bit older. So they have stranger kind of picking for oolongs. Not all the time, but I was surprised by that because oolong should be processed from fully developed leaves, and Taiwanese makes it differently.
I see your reasoning, yeah. Maybe it's a cultivar that have smaller leaves than other, who knows. And Yan is saying that we have basically 4 options. It is coming either from the north or the south of Fujian, from Guangdong, or from Taiwan. So that's more generally speaking about oolong for sure. And if we look at rolled oolong, most of the rolled oolong comes either from China, from the south of Fujian, or as you said, from Taiwan. That helps a little bit, but there is quite a large option, right? So I would say here guessing the cultivar is all but easy, but you can also try to exclude some of them.
Well,
I would exclude any Taiwan oolong because it doesn't smell like Taiwanese oolong.
I would say the exact opposite.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
So you buy your Taiwan oolong from different sources.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
I think it is very, very creamy, the smell of the infusion. And I've had that with several Taiwan Oolong. And yeah, I'm just messing a bit with the cultivar, which could it be? But I think it's actually a Taiwanese Oolong.
Okay, I'm very tempted to help, but I cannot because I know the answer. And what I can say, let's put it this way. I mean, I understand definitely Jan's reasoning because he's saying it's not a classic Taiwan taste, and there are, especially nowadays, I would say that most Taiwan oolong don't taste like this one here. This is, you say, this medium roasted. Nowadays, most Taiwan oolong are lightly roasted if they are rolled, in particular high mountain, but not only. While Julian is saying, no, for me, is actually what I have experienced with Taiwan oolong. And I could go well along with that because if you go more for a traditional processing in Taiwan, then you have a higher level of oxidation and roasting. So it can be both, right? It's hard. It's hard. What everyone from home says, I see that now no one actually from home is saying anything, and I wonder what Christian, what Forgotten Brew have to say since they have the tea in their cup. Jinjan says seems lightly oxidized and light medium roasted. Jinjan, do you have the tea at home? Just to understand. And in the meanwhile, I will do another steep. I can tell from the taste perspective is to me extremely sweet, is a very fine aroma, is not pungent at all, it's very round in the taste, very soft, very silky, but nonetheless full of aroma. It's having like an aromatic cloud, sorry, an aromatic cloud in your mouth. To me. Yeah.
That's a nice description.
Jinjan say it's hard, Gabriel. So Jens doesn't have the tea and he's drinking Bulang today, which is, Bulang is a different tea, we can tell.
It's definitely not a Bulang tea. Not from the Bulang region.
Yes, and Jens says creamy always sounds like Jinshuan. That's
yes,
true. You
and
know,
that would be my. If I would have to nail it down, I would say it's an Alishan and cultivar Jinchuan.
Okay.
That's what
so to that, what I would say is just to help a little bit. Of course, I know the answer, which is easy. So Jinshuan is one. I would say one of a tea that is often produced green. So greener than other. And if we go to Alishan high mountain tea, even traditionally has been oxidized less than lowlands. But you say it is a medium roast, maybe also a medium oxidation. Although if I look at the leaves, my leaves are fairly oxidized actually. You can see better the oxidation when you have done a brew, so that you wash a little bit of the roast and you can see at the leaves. It's very hard to show that to the camera, but against the light, I can see a lot of brown. So the leaves are fairly brown actually. So the level of oxidation, if it is a Taiwan Oolong, and I can tell you that's a Taiwan Oolong, it's fairly high. So let's narrow down now. Let's speak about age. Damiano says, I guess it's a traditional Donding. Could be an option. Hard, huh?
Well, the dry leaves weren't that fresh. Well, yeah, they didn't taste like it was that the tea was too young. So I think it was stored a few years, and especially because it got so much more intense after rinsing the leaves for the first time. So I would guess like about 4 to 5 years of aging. So like probably 2015, 2016. That would be my guess.
So far we have the Shupuer at the very beginning, a Yancha, and now a Taiwan Oolong. In which order would you put these three, Julian?
I would say the Shupuar was the oldest tea from those three. Then actually this one here, which I think is a Taiwan Oolong, I would say, and then the Yancha was the youngest. That would be my guess.
Okay. Jan, what's your guess?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it, and maybe I would agree with Julian. But actually, I thought that Yan chose the 2017, and I would say that this is not as aged that Oolong.
Yeah, I mean, you can have also, of course, different opinion, and we move on from there, and then we do an overall summary at the end, right? It's definitely good. It also shows how difficult it is. I mean, we are speaking with Jan and Julian that have been doing Gongfu Cha for 10 years, and they are struggling because it's really hard, yeah?
Yeah, actually, the roasting can be done during several years period. So
that's not the case. I can tell you both the Yancha and the Taiwan Oolong were roasted all in the same year they were harvested and never again. I mean, that's a good point because, I mean, you could roast Yancha, I could have roasted Yancha the day before I send it to you, but that was not the case.
And I think because, as Julian says, that it is older, maybe he's definitely right because I didn't get any roast aroma from the dry leaves.
Yeah.
Are you
So
speaking
it had
about the
to
Taiwan Oolong or the Yancha?
Taiwan Oolong.
Taiwan
Yeah.
Oolong, okay.
It was very settled down, especially the dry leaves. They were not so pungent like the Yancha.
Not at all,
So
yeah.
I think that there was some time.
Yeah. We have, of course, to consider that Yancha roasting is fairly different than Taiwan roasting. It goes very high at temperature for a very long time. It can go at least. And that one was certainly a high fire, I can tell you. But okay, let's move from there. I think we have done some good reasoning. And at the very end, I will tell you, of course, at the end, which is the right sequence and the right answer, and if you got it right and so. But the most important thing that we want to do here is the reasoning, right? That's why we do that, to help each other and also people from home that don't have the experience that you have in understanding how to judge a tea, what to look at. So okay, so I'll move on. Before we go to the next tea, I have a few topics for you as well. One thing is that some of you already know there is a new tea shop that is opening very soon in Berlin. So it is called Freud Tea, and I think they are going to open in about a week in the mid of November. Has nothing to do with nannuoshan, but nonetheless is a very nice concept, I think. And when I heard first about it, I saw, wow, I never thought about that, but it's really a cool idea. So what they have done, they don't source tea themselves, but they basically source tea from other vendors, and they select only high quality top end vendors. And that's very difficult to do so. If you go in a usual tea shop, you have, of course, different types of tea from different sources, but usually it's relatively low quality. If you want very high quality tea, then you have to go to specific shops, right? You go to nannuoshan and you find only nannuoshan shop. You go to, I don't know, here in the US where you go to Yunnan sourcing and you find very specific puer from Yunnan sourcing. You go to or even from producer, right? If you go to Bitter Leaf and you have other high quality puer, you go to Verdant Tea and they are specialized in Danson, but you can buy only Verdant tea. Try to find a shop where you can buy tea from all these sources at the same time. It's hard. Now, they have this concept, and I'm not saying that they are going to sell tea from all the shops that I just mentioned. They are mostly sourcing from local vendors in Berlin and in the area. But Freude is a shop where you can enter and you can exit with 5 teas from 5 different vendors and all high quality. So I thought from a customer perspective, is a good offer. So go check their website. We have also supplied them some tea, so you can also find our tea there. I think they will sell them from the same price as we do. So if you're in Berlin, it might be even cheaper for you. You don't have to pay any shipping costs. So that's an option. And maybe while you get prepared for the next tea, I want to show you also some of the latest changes that we are doing at NannuoShan. And you know that, I mean, if you have been buying tea by us, you know that on the back side, we have always this label here where we write the information about our suggestion how to steep the tea, right? And these looks kind of like these. So we simply write by hand the water temperature and the steeping time for the 2 options in the teapot and Gongfu Cha. So now we have thought that over time, since actually our sales are rising, and we've also got the feedback that sometimes the customer prefer to brew the tea in a different way. So we thought, let's change the back label and do something different. And that's how the new label look like. Jan and Julian, you cannot see it right now. When you review the video, you will see. It's a fairly different label. It's a bit larger. And we basically have suggestion for Gongfu Cha and Western style in the teapot for all different categories. Just very general, just to give, to people that are not expert, a P meltdown direction, which temperature and steeping time they should use. And then in the bottom, there is a field that says your way, and you can just note down your steeping. So you can just note down your steeping, or you can just take the one from our website if you want, but then you have a reference for the future that is just based on what you would like to drink. It will take a while. We have already printed them, but we are going first to finish the old labels, and then we will go for the new one. So I wanted just to show that to you. All right, so I want to check if anyone has guessed the tea. So yeah, Freude, Jens, you wrote it right. It's written with the yacht. So that's correct. There is Sigi on the line. Hello, Sigi. And to help you with the quiz, so the tea that I showed you before, it is in this can here. This is the tea that from which I took a bud out, and I showed you before. It is a white tea. It is a white tea from Fujian, and some of you already said that. And I know that guessing the age is a bit difficult, but let's see if anyone guessed it right. So far, no one. And those that have really didn't try, just put a number there. If you're lucky, you get 40 euros worth of tea. Jan, Julian, are you ready for the next?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Which is the tea that you like the most so far?
I would say number 3.
It is very, very smooth, soft, and really very fruity, like very nice, and it tastes really sweet. So it has maybe the best score.
Okay. Sounds good, yeah. I'm sure you want to know actually what are all those teas about. We have just one more tea to go, and then we can reveal it to everybody. Okay, and I wanted to mention to you when is the next time that we do again these virtual tea tasting with all of you. So it will be on the 9th of January. So in basically 2 months from tomorrow. And you know the date now. The blind tea set is not yet online. We will also put there 4 different samples, about 5 to 6 grams. And if you want to book those samples today, since last time they got sold out, just send an email to info@nannuoshan.org that you want to book those teas. That's the 4 tea that Jan is showing. Very good. Through your camera, it looks somewhat similar to the second one that we had. And so I say the 9th of January, if you would like to participate, and we will do like that. You can buy the tea sample. If you wish to participate with me on the streaming, like Julian and Jan are doing today, you will get the tea sample for free. We have up to 3 spots for you. So today we have just Jan and Julian. There is 31 possibilities. The first 3 that want to participate with me on the streaming will receive the tea for free. And all the other can buy it. I think it costs something like 9-10 euros, something like that. And you can have the whole set to participate with us. Oh, Joe is going.
Wow.
Hi, Joe. And I see, okay, cool. Okay, so let's take the next tea. And how do I do? It's a bit tricky here. Which are your thoughts about the 4th tea?
Interesting. I thought it is a shampoo, but definitely I would say that it was stored loose, so not pressed in cake because
that's a
of the shape.
good observation. Yeah.
But it smells very spicy, like maybe like grinded pepper.
Let's see. Since first of all, I will show to everyone the picture of the previous tea, the Taiwan Oolong. This is how it looked, and so that you can have also from home and a better idea about the tea. And now let's show you also this last tea because it's getting dark, so there is less light. And this is the tea that Jan and Julian are sniffing right now. So Jan said it's a shampoo and it has been stored unpressed, so not in a cake, but loose. That's his guess. Julian, what do you think about that?
Well, at first, that's what I thought, and the leaves pretty much do like shangpuar, but the smell is totally different than shangpuar. So,
I told you that it's not easy.
I don't go with shangpuar actually. The most it reminds me of, what comes to my mind is tomatoes.
Okay.
And I had experiences like that with yellow tea actually.
Oh, interesting.
But it doesn't look like a yellow tea either. So
Julian,
I have to check.
Just to interrupt a second, because we have Jin Jen is asking a suggestion. Which temperature are you guys using for the 4th tea? Which temperature are you going for? I have to say that while speaking, my kettle is already boiling, so I will go for 100 degrees. It doesn't mean it's the temperature that I would actually use for it, but that's what happened. What do you guys do?
I have to say that I brew at least 95% of my teas, except for green ones, with boiling water. So I will do the same here.
We do the same. Okay. So it seems, Jan, okay for you? Boiling water for everyone?
I usually brew with 95. It is quite safe for most of the teas. Some can be better with 100 degrees. Or actually, I was told that if it is a good tea, it can be brewed with 100 degrees water. no matter what type.
Hmm.
I don't mean the Japanese greens. It can be very different, but 100 degrees is perfectly fine. But I would go. This looks different from champuer.
By the way, we have Sigi that is writing. He has got some tomato-like notes from a shampooer before, a very dry store EU blend from 2003. We have to say Sigi doesn't have the tea that you have at home. So it's just based on his reminding. You have to judge if there is that specific Sheng taste or not. Let me see how it tastes.
This really spicy. You know, when I opened the box, and I smelled, then I got this, like on the background, the smell that I usually get from Sheng pu'er. Yeah. But it is very spicy. Maybe it has kind of savory notes.
Spicy, savory,
spicy,
tomato,
like a
you said. And
Well,
Forgotten Brew is writing, oh, this last tea is very weird. Wet leaves smell like strawberry jam. First infusion tastes like tomatoes with a fruity aftertaste. And Damiano saying it kind of smells a bit like a green tea, but different, very confusing. Roasted zucchini smell. Guys, I mean, I like all the nuances that you are finding in this tea because they are very relevant, and also all the comments. I see you have the answer there. In all your impression, in all the comment that I'm reading on the chat and I'm listening from you, it's there.
Is it another aged green tea?
Who knows?
like Yunzi?
It's another call, aged green tea, that I very well understand. Like I understand your point with that.
But
and
when I tasted Yunzi,
Jinjan says, I can't imagine this is a very new tea. So she said it has something old in it. She or he, I don't know. Jinjan, unfortunately, don't know your name. Sorry if I misspell your gender. Wow. To me, it tastes like a soup.
Yeah, it's like minestrone or something like that.
Yeah, like broth, brühe. Forgotten Brew say maybe a danson produced in a special way. Very special.
No.
Wow. I haven't drunk this tea for a while, as I choose for you very special teas, and it is it's very savory. I think my video is frozen again. I know. Yeah, it's there. It's very savory. And yeah, I understand the tomato. The first thing I thought is really minestrone would be a very good match. Very vegetal, cooked vegetables.
Isn't it kind of Japanese raw pu'er?
So what do you think? Okay, let's make a call. Julian, which type of tea would you bet on? Go by exclusion.
Well, it's definitely not a Shangpur. And if I've never had anything compared to that taste with Shangpur, so I don't think it's Shangpur. I also don't think it's a green tea. It's very unusual. So there is not much left actually. I would say that it's. I don't know. That's a really hard one. Actually, the leaves look a bit like it's poor leaves, even though it's a small leaf. I don't know. I go with some kind of oolong, a weird oolong or weirdly produced oolong. I don't know.
Jan? Jan?
Well, actually, the leaves really looks like a green tea. If I look at the wet leaves, they are quite tender, I would say. Not tender, delicate.
You know what? You guys make all the reasoning very good, and then you get it wrong. This is a yellow tea. It's a yellow tea.
Ah,
Oh,
You know,
I wanted
I
to
don't
show
know.
the.
You were saying it's very similar to green tea. You even say it is a yellow tea. It's not green. It's not white. It's not oolong. It's not sheng. What there is left? But I know it's very hard. There are not so many yellow tea, and I think it was misleading that the leaves, Julian, are so large, which is not very common
yeah,
for yellow tea. So I think this is what you had in mind when you said it doesn't look like a yellow tea.
yeah. But
And
now,
I show you again for everyone that is from home. I have a better picture for the tea. You can see it here. This is how the leaves look like. So it's a yellow tea. And now I would like to ask Jan and Julian, what do you think about the age of this tea? I help you saying that is a yellow tea because you know how it is processed and what to expect from it.
Can be fresh.
actually, I think out of all four teas, I think that the yellow tea might possibly be the oldest.
Okay. So we have we have to start
Because
slowly, to a conclusion. But while you keep on, like Jan and Julian, go on, think again about the four T's. Think which order would you put them, okay? So that in a few minutes we can give a final answer there. And in the meanwhile, let me read the chat here. My guess would just be yellow tea, said Siggy, and he got it right because I'm reading it right now. So congratulations, Siggy. Not only a shampoo expert, apparently, but I think, Siggy, we did even a video together about yellow tea. So, and I want to tell you guys which is the tea deal that we have prepared for you. So I told you before, I made this quiz. I show you this white tea. I ask which is the age of the tea plant. I will wait till the end of the video, and then I will reveal the age and a little bit the story about this tea. But if you don't guess it, and you still would like to have the opportunity of try 3 different raw gooey at the same time, 2 of them from the same producer, our organic raw gooey, one from 2017, one from 2015, and also a superior raw gooey. Then what we could do is that if you write us an email, we can already sell you 50 grams each of these 2 tea. The raw gooey is online, you can have it. The other 2 you cannot have it yet. The 2 teas, the superior is fairly expensive actually. So 50 gram would cost 36 euros. It's we selected it together with Benjamin among I think it was 20 different raw gooey, something like that. So it was we were together in China, and we got this afternoon we had a lot of different raw gooey, out of which we selected this one, the superior. So if you would like to have this opportunity to try the 3 raw gooey, just write us an email, info@nannuoshan.org, and we can sell you 50 grams of the organic raw gooey, 50 grams of the superior raw gooey for 50 euros in total. So it will be 10% cheaper than the price that next year will be online. If you wait next year, you can do that. It will cost a bit more, and you won't have the opportunity to compare 2 raw gooey from the same garden and 2 different years, 15 and 17, because we will put out the 17 only when the 15 is sold out. So now you have this opportunity, and now I gave some time to Jan and Julian to make up their mind, and let me know in which order would you put the harvest date of the 3 teas that we had? Four teas.
Okay. I think now I'm going to say 1 is the oldest harvest date. Then comes number 4, the yellow tea. Then number 3, which I still think it's a Taiwan Oolong, and then number 2, the Yancha, was the youngest.
Okay, 1, 4, 3, 2.
Yes.
Jan?
This yellow tea is amazing. Like really, really great. Okay. So the first one we tasted, really it reminds me that yeah, but let's go with Chupua, and I think it is the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
And number 2 was this Yancha. What was number 3? Oh, yeah. I would switch it. I would say then there is number 3, that Taiwanese Oolong. What I thought it is not Taiwanese Oolong, but when I tasted the liquor, it was just like Taiwanese Oolong, also in terms of smoothness and so on. And it will be a little bit older, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let's go for it. Then the I would put there the Yancha, and the 4th tea, the yellow tea. I think it is the youngest one, because I think that this kind of aged aromas can be developed by processing. So yeah, I would say this is 2019, maybe also this year.
Okay, that's that's fine. And I would like to ask for those of you at home that have the teas, if you agree with that. You have also tasted the 4 teas. Do you agree with one of the 2 sequence, or would you actually do something different than that? There is a little bit of lag in the evaluation, so I will let everyone think about the sequence, and then we will get started with the discussion. And I will start telling you some information about the teas. So just, I won't give information for now about the harvest date, but I can already give you some information about what the teas are, where they come from, and so on and so forth. So first of all 4 teas have been available on the NannuoShan shop. Okay? They are all NannuoShan teas, and that doesn't mean that they were recently available on the NannuoShan shop, because sometimes we announce that tea sold out, even if it's not sold out, just because we want to keep some of it. So you know that maybe you know, I don't know if you know, but at NannuoShan we give a tea code to each tea. So the first tea that we ever sourced for NannuoShan is T001. It was a Longing, no, a Bilochon. Then we got T002, another Bilochon, T003, a Longing, T004, another Longing. And now we are at T285. So we have sourced today 285 teas for NannuoShan. The first tea that we drank today is a shu pu'er, and is T049. It's the 49th tea that we ever sourced from NannuoShan. It was sold out years ago. Most recently, we put just a bag, 50 grams of it, on our shop for a month. No one bought it. We had just one bag. It was an extremely good price for an extremely good tea. No one bought it. And then I thought, you know what? We take that off and we send it out for the blind tea tasting. So in the meanwhile, we have some reply. We have Christian agrees with Jan. He's putting down exactly the same sequence, 1, 3, 2, 4. And Jinjan says, I think the yellow is older than the Yancha. That's also a point. So let's see about that. So the Shupware was, I think, a tea that we had in the first or second years of nannuoshan. It is from Dali. It is a loose Shupware from Dali, and it is a tea from 2005.
Okay.
Okay, so what you had the opportunity there is to drink a 15 years old Shupware loose that have been stored in Shanghai until about 2015. Okay, and so that's the first tea, and that's also the oldest. So you got that right, both of you. And I hope you enjoyed the mellowness of that tea. I told you I don't have the same tea here, but I want to show what I have here. Look at that. That's, I think, quite impressive. My first tea was a tea bag. Okay, this is a 2009. Let's see if I can. I don't know if you can focus, but it's written here 2009. It is a 2009 Shupware that was at extremely high quality, and since there were only small pieces left and they didn't want to waste that, they made small tea bags out of it.
Oh.
And so in a way somewhat similar to your, a very old, relatively old Shupware, not very old. So that was the first one. And now we have Jinjan says 1, 4, 2, 3. So we have another guess here, 1, 4, 2, 3. And now we let's move on with the other team. Oh yeah, the classic baggage show, right? And then we have the second tea that we drank is the Hong Pao. It is a Chidan cultivar, so one of the original cultivar from two of the four mother trees of the four, no, of the six. Two of the six mother trees have are Chidan plant, and it is T143. So we move on by almost 100 tea in the future, and this tea is from 2015. So that's surprising because you thought, it's very strong, very strong. It's not too aged. As a matter of fact, it was a very, very heavy roast. So it was roasted 3 times at very high temperature. It's a tea that has been sold out quite some time ago, but we still have a few of these small red pockets that we have them left. And interestingly enough, it has kept quite a good roasting. And my guess is also because it was stored from day one in these tiny bags. So very little air in that. This is something that no one considered, but it has been stored for 5 years in that with very little air. There is some aging and smoothing, let's say, that takes effect, but less than if you have it in a larger jar that you open from time to time. So that the second tea was also the second oldest, 2015. Okay. So, and now we move on and we reach to the third tea. The third tea was a Taiwanese Oolong, as I already told you. It is a Taiwanese Oolong from Atong, from Master Chen, and it is a Sichuan. So it's a 4-time spring, 4-season spring, and so it's definitely not a modern style Taiwan Oolong. That's why, Jan, you might not have recognized it as a Taiwan Oolong at first. It's a more traditional processing, and it's even available today on our shop. It is T247. We are very close to recent date. 247. You have to pay attention. The number we give is not related with the harvest time. It's just related to when we sourced the tea. So this is 247, and it is a Sijichun from spring 2018. Okay. So traditionally roasted, that's why it was so mellow, and it has this extremely wide aromatic. And I like very much, Jan, that you say how much aromatic this tea is, because you can get that level of aroma and roundness only if you have a traditional processing. If you go from Taiwan Oolong and modern processing, you have still a kind of very aromatic but green taste. You don't have the roundness that this tea can achieve. I don't know if you feel the same. What do you think?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If you compare it with the very green produced one, there tend to be more floral and but they're also very tender, and there is not much going on after sipping it, after swallowing it, gets away quite fast, and this one stays. So and that's definitely one thing because of the producing.
Yeah. No, that's right. And let me write here some notes. Okay. So, and then we come to the 40. We say the 40 is a yellow tea. An unusual yellow tea, Yulan pointed out. And in fact, why it is so unusual? Because actually it is a yellow tea from Sichuan that is famous in Mengding for producing actually yellow tea from either buds or very small leaves. But this particular batch has a special story. It basically, there was a big tea shop in China that have ordered like 100 kilo or even more, I don't remember, of yellow tea. And they cannot produce so much tea out of buds. Here is the tea, so fairly large leaves. And so they made the same processing for yellow tea, but with larger leaves, only to accommodate these requests from these customers. The result was a yellow tea with large leaves that is also relatively cheap, because usually yellow tea from buds can be really, really expensive. And so I thought if I could have also a small batch of that tea, and the producer agreed to that and gave me just a little batch. And you can find the tea also online today. It is Mengding Huan Cha, a tea that we have renamed because usually it's called Mengding Huang Ya, Ya meaning bud, the leaf, the bud of the leaf, but we put the cha tea instead of bud because there is no buds in it. It's a fairly large leaves. You see it here. And this is a tea, and I mean, I know that it was a bit different, that is harvested also in spring 2018, like the Sijuchun. And we know even the date. This was harvested on the 5th of April, so for Qingming. And we left this open because basically we cannot tell if the Sijuchun was harvested before or after the yellow tea. It's very hard because both places, Taiwan and Sichuan, have a hot climate, and they can start the harvesting relatively early, even already in February. And so in beginning of April, you already have large leaves in Sichuan, and the Sijuchun could have been harvested before that or after that. So the right sequence would be 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can swap the last two and make 4 and 3. So both of you actually were more or less at the same level. You both guessed right 2 out of 4, not bad. In Julian, you guessed right the shoe and the yellow. And if you want, you just swap the 2 in the middle. And Jan, you guessed right also the shoe and the 30. The Sijichun, you guessed it right. So I hope that this has been fun for you doing and for the people from home following. How was it?
It was great.
Yeah,
It was very interesting.
Yeah, I wish I could participate myself because I like a lot this kind of blind tasting. And I said, if you guys want to participate next time, we've received so much requests, so I'm glad to do another virtual tea tasting with you. I have to say, it's also much more fun for me if I'm not alone and I can share the screen with someone else. So thank you again to Jan and Julian for participating. I see that also Christian writes was really nice. Thank you, Christian. And Christian also got the samples at home for tasting. And we need some time for sending you the samples. You know, in COVID time, also the post works a bit slower. So if you're interested to participate in next time, just let us know. And that's it. And if you want, and you're brave enough, like Jan and Julian, to be on the screen with me, you get the tea for free. So no one has guessed the white tea. So I want to tell you this about this tea. Okay, lessons learned. I will do next time a quiz that is a bit easier. Was my fault. This yellow tea comes from, sorry, not yellow. It is a white tea. It comes from Fujian, and it is from plants that are between 50 and 60 years old. I think no one guessed it right. Which is the story? The story is the following. In the 60s, it was a tea garden that humans were taking care of. And then there was about 20 years where no one was taking care anymore of that garden. It was completely abandoned. And then just a few years ago, they started again doing tea with these plants without nonetheless touching them. So in German, you would say it is a verwilderter garden. I don't know how to say that in English, but basically it's a garden that is not wild in the sense that it's just growing there by itself. It was grown by humans at first, and then it was abandoned, so it became wild, if you want. So that's the story about this white tea. Oh, Forgotten Brew had a lot of trouble with the internet. Sorry about that. I hope it was not because of our connection. I hope you guys could hear and see as well. Anyway, I would say that we have reached our purpose for the day. I see that there in Europe is getting darker, and here the sun is rising. Now I just see the sun hitting the pillow of my bed, so it's getting. I have still a Sunday in front of me. Thank you very much to Jan and Julian. I hope
it was a pleasure. Thank you.
Great. I'm really glad to hear. And thank you all of you for watching. And I will see you in the next videos. Bye-bye, guys. Bye, Jan. Bye, Julian.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.